There are several online mapping tools that can be used to determine if a property is in the critical area. One is called Maryland's Environmental Resource and Land Information Network, or MERLIN Online. You can find it by going to this website. Once you're here, you can close the contact information box on the right. Over on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a list of all the layers you can add to the map. You'll want to scroll down until you see the option that says Critical Areas and check that box. Now you can use your mouse to zoom in on an area of interest, or you can enter an address into the search bar in the top right corner. So for example, let's take a look at the Y Research and Education Center in Queenstown, Maryland. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so we can see some more of the map. So this colored band that goes along tidal waters and wetlands is called the critical area, which is regulated to minimize the effects of human activities on water quality and natural habitats, while also accommodating development. If a property is in the critical area, the local jurisdiction must authorize any proposed development activity, such as constructing a deck or installing a driveway. Finding out if a property is in the critical area will not tell you about potential flood risk, but it can tell you if there are regulations you might need to be aware of if you are considering actions to address flooding on the property. So the address I just looked up is in the colored band, which means that it is in the critical area. The different colors indicate whether the land is designated as an intensely developed area, a limited development area, or a resource conservation area, which affects how the land can be developed. To display the legend, click the symbol at the top of the screen with 3 horizontal lines. Now we can see that green means that this property is located on land that is designated as resource conservation area. You should also keep in mind that the critical area buffer does not appear on maps. The buffer is the strip of land at least 100 feet wide immediately adjacent to tidal waters and wetlands that has additional regulations protecting it. For example, an approved buffer management plan is required for any disturbance in the buffer, including the removal of trees or the installation of a living shoreline. Although the buffer is not mapped, your local planning department can help determine the extent of it on a specific property and answer any other questions you may have about the local critical area program.